Alright guys, welcome to Base Gardening. So today I'm going to show you how to sharpen a knife. Now probably most of the people that this video would get put in front of are people who already know how to sharpen a knife. Like homesteaders and these kinds of people probably know how to do it. People who already know how to cook probably know how to sharpen their knives. But just like I was at one point, there are always those people who are just getting into something. And if you're just getting into this kind of stuff, you may be trying to cut through a tomato and nearly cut into your finger and realize, wow, I think I need to sharpen my knife. And you kind of feel your way through it, but realize you don't know what you're doing, and then you go and you look for some help. So if that's the sort of person you are, this video may be for you. So when you sharpen a knife, you have two options essentially. You can do a concave or a convex grind. Okay, this type of sharpening stone works best when you keep it in water. If you have a different kind of stone, then do it accordingly. This one's happy in the water. So a convex grind would be one where you're going against the blade like this. But the thing about convex grinds is that they get really sharp. Like they're your sharpest option. This is like the sushi chef knife. But they don't hold their edge very well, and you kind of have to maintain the edge a lot. The other option is called a convex grind. A convex grind gets plenty sharp for anything any normal person needs, but it holds its edge much better, and it lasts longer, and it's just stronger, and it's a lot easier to sharpen a knife with a convex grind. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate today, because that's what I do, and I don't worry about the concave grind. Okay, so if you have a sharpening stone like this, you have a rougher side and a less rough side. So we're going to start out on the rougher side. Okay, so you want everything wet, like this, so it's all just running off. And what you do, the technique to this is really simple. It's one of these things that's really simple when you understand it, but you can get it wrong at first. You want to make sure that you maintain. We're going to drag this way, okay? This is going to make a convex grind. And you want to make sure that you maintain the edge with the stone the whole time, but the part of the edge that's on the stone is going to be changing. So when you come back, when you start here, you want to make sure that you don't accidentally tilt the knife this way and get the tip off of the stone, okay? And so as I'm going through, I want to maintain that the whole way. I get here, I want to make sure that I'm not like that, but I get that on there and then drag it off, okay? And when I come back, as I'm going, I want to make sure that I press on the tip a little bit to make sure that I get that tip on there and drag that off, right? And the angle is just something slight, kind of like this. If you have about this angle, your edge is going to be fine, okay? So once you get going, it just starts to look something like this, okay? You can change your grip, so kind of do this sometimes, kind of do this sometimes. Depends on the way your knife feels. Yeah, right at the end here, you want to make sure that you press this down so that you get that. And then it's the opposite. When you drag up, you want to make sure that you're pressing on the tip a little bit so that you get that, right? Okay, and once you're happy with that, you come over here. You don't need to do the side that's a finer grind quite as many times. because you're doing more grinding on this side, and then this side is more just like refining your edge, and it doesn't take as many passes. So. Okay, and get a little feel. See how it feels? It should feel nice and sharp. It shouldn't feel smooth when you drag your thumb across this way. Dull blades feel smooth when you do this. You should sense that there's a nice sharp edge there, not something smooth and dull. Let's get the knife a little dry here. And one more thing you can do, I've got this old belt over here, and you can, you might have seen this in barber shops, like old kind of old-timey style. Somebody strops the blade. I've just got an old leather belt here. They strop the blade across leather. It's the exact same motion as what you're doing on the sharpening stone. Till it's sharp. And alright, there we have it, guys. So now we have a nice sharp blade here. It will cut through the paper just as well as it did before. You know, like I said, that's more of a trick. If you hold the paper wrong, the knife will have trouble going through it. Like if I let the paper double over, kind of like that, and then I try to cut into it, it just does that. It's kind of a trick, you know, and it's easy to tear the paper if you get the trick slightly wrong. But nonetheless, you can tell that the knife is or isn't cutting, at least that way. I mean, it's an indicator. A dull blade will just not do anything to that. It'll just rip through it. So it's not bad. Okay, so there we go. If you like this sort of thing, please like, subscribe, and share. And thanks, everybody. Base Gardening.